project that we had started in education that is called the Mother School Project, or also called Nama Now School Project. Nama Now means mother in Mishmi, which is a local language over here. If we can move to the next slide. To put into context as to where Anjaw is the easternmost district of the country, which it lies at the tri-junction of China, Myanmar, and India. It is one of the most remote districts of the country. It has a population of only 21,000 people, and also it has a very low literacy rate, only 56% as per the last 2011 census. So putting into context, the low infrastructure, the bad connectivity, even no mobile network connectivity, the remoteness of Anjaw basically presents a lot of challenges for us to deliver quality education. As in when we had started this project, we realized that the learning outcomes in the schools were extremely low. I'll be sharing certain block compilation reports in the later slides, but there were a couple of reasons why this was happening. First of all, most of our very far-flung schools, they have no network connectivity. They don't have any road connectivity and have very poor infrastructure. Most of the schools they are in areas where there are no roads. Therefore, we have to do foot march to these schools, and as a result, the monitoring part is also very low. Not only because the staff is less, because the terrain provides such challenges for us to be able to cover these schools. And as a result of which, a lot of teacher absenteeism is also there, because low monitoring, therefore the teachers, the approach towards education had become lackadaisical. Next, please. So that in this context, we had conceptualized this project, which is called the Mother School Project. Basically, Mother School Project would be, we identified certain schools in different geographical locations, different educational blocks, which were easily accessible, well communicated by road communication, and had some sort of mobile connectivity as well. And we linked each school to say 5 to 6 feeder schools in a radius of 10 to 15 kilometers, which included schools which had no road connectivity. This was done in order to ensure that there is better monitoring. And also we made sure that all these schools had a strong community presence as well. The Gaon Buda system in states of Northeast is a very important one. They are the ones which will make sure that the things, the government schemes or the projects uh, are participated completely from the community end or not. So in that sense, this identification was done. So to roll out this project, what we did, this is the preparation stage of the project. We identified certain mother schools in which we in fact collaborated with Pratham India Foundation. We used their Acer tools to conduct a block-wise survey to understand actually what the learning levels of the kids were. And once we tabulated that, we collaborated again with Pratham only to build certain curated material and instruction plan for the kids. In addition to that, in the last year, while the schools were closed, we conducted certain training programs in order to create certain resource persons which will actually implement these instruction plans and the new methodology by which we wanted to teach the kids. Can we move to the next slide, please? Thank you. When we actually did our block compilation report, when we made a baseline assessment, we realized that we were actually pretty far from what we actually wanted to achieve. So this is pre the rollout of the Mother School project. We can see, if we see the second graph, that only 4% of the children in standard 1 to 2 could understand the meanings of word. This is again an assessment done by using the Acer tools. The assessment were done by our CRCs, BRCs, but we made use of those Acer tools. So this data is actually very specific just to the state, just to the district of Anja, and even this gives block-wise data. And similarly, we can see the different levels as to what uh, different standards and how the kids were faring in each standard. As a result of which, what we decided was that it was important to reorient the style of instruction not to the grade in which the child was, but to the level he was in. Can we move to the second slide, please? Yeah. So in order to reorient the entire teaching process to the level of the child, to increase, to bridge the gap and to increase our learning outcomes, we had to focus on certain things. And these were the goals that we thought which were important to make the Mother School project successful. First, we needed to focus on certain foundational skills in maths, English, and Hindi. So in order to develop those core competencies, we had to curate our material towards that. Second, we needed a safe learning environment for the kids. Third, we wanted to bridge the gaps, the learning gaps. Third, we wanted to make the learning fun for the kid. And that is why we came out with 15 days residential camps, residential bridge courses for the kids, in which the kids from all the feeder schools and the mother schools would be placed in mother school for an extent of say 15 days, wherein the resource persons will also be placed in the same school, and they will have a comprehensive educational program for the next 15 days. Can we go to the next slide, please? So in this, we decided that we will make 3 educational blocks, and each educational block will have 1 mother school, and we covered around 15 to 16 feeder schools in each mother school. On the first day, on the 0th day, we actually had a baseline assessment done again in order to understand again what the level of the kid was. We had created an instruction plan, certain learning material for the kids, and we had taught the teachers how to implement that instruction plan. And that course happened for a period of 15 days. And at the end of the 15th day, we will have another assessment as to eventually analyze what we have actually gained from this bridge course. Apart from this bridge course, we try to include certain other activities also. We converged a lot of things. For example, we included self-defense. We included certain screenings of movies. We had interactive sessions with the army, the police, the administration, in order to make the learning fun. So in order to engage the kids every day on a daily basis, to make sure they're not homesick. All the logistics, the accommodation, the transport, and the fooding that were completely taken care by the district administration, along with community participation in the form of crowdfunding. We mobilized the community leaders to pitch in whatever way they could, and they eventually not only monitored the implementation of the project in their respective areas, they contributed completely towards the overall care of the children in terms of food also, etc., etc. In order to identify the mother school also, we had actually kept in mind that all the schools not only were well communicated, but had good residential facilities as well. These are just a few pictures. I could not upload more as to how certain nice activity-based models were used for instruction in these schools. For example, pictorial descriptions, or using of matchsticks for countings, storytelling in order to learn certain body parts, etc., etc. And we can move to the next slide. So although we have not yet developed the block compilation assessment at the end of it, but what reports we have compiled, and that I'm presenting before you. So before the mother school, say we had, if we look at this mother school at Yatong, it was linked to 7 feeder schools. We realized that comprehension of word in class 1 to 3 was only 6.25%, but after this bridge course, it was raised to 37.5%. Similarly, in arithmetic level, this is identification of numbers from 10 to 99, and then certain operations like subtraction, etc., etc. Before it was 40.6%, later on it increased to 62.5%. There are variations across schools, of course, because several teachers, even though they were trained beforehand in the instruction plan, in the teaching methodology, they were not able to break their inertia of the traditional methods, and therefore they did use the traditional methods as well. But overall, if we see that there was an improvement uh, in the uh, in the learning outcomes of the children. Also, I'd just like to mention that most of the schools in Anjaw were pretty much defunct before we rolled out this program. And as a result of this program, the community also started demanding more and more of quality education. Most of the parents that send the this again, this data is only for government schools. So most of the parents who were sending who were sending the kids to these government schools, they were of a very low strata, and mostly didn't realize the importance of education as well, and therefore would also always engage their kids in say cultivation, cardamom cultivation, and even sometimes in poppy cultivation. And therefore, in order to mobilize these parents to be able to send their kids for this program for a period of 15 days in a far-flung residential camp, that itself was a challenge. And for that we had to mobilize again a part of the community, certain leaders, then our even teachers had gone to motivate the parents, and finally, and in the rollout, even though we targeted say 600 kids over the 15 schools, we were able to reach around 490 kids, and which we believed was a big achievement for us, considering the number of children in schools like this is very low. I would just mention that most of the schools in Anjaw district, the GPS schools, they have an enrollment less than 30. And even though whatever the enrollment is, the kids actually attending the school would just be like 5 or 6, and only 1 or 2 teacher would be posted at these schools. So eventually what happens is that there is no
And please
instruction
conclude. You
at
have
the
2 minutes
school
more.
level. Sorry.
Ma'am, please conclude. You have 2 minutes more, ma'am.
All right. So I can conclude right now also. So basically, what the idea of the program was, and it is still at a very initial stage. We've concluded one session. We'll be taking up another session, say next month, and the month after that. We have done an MOU with Pratham to continue giving their technical expertise to us in this far-flung areas, and they have also been very encouraging in their support to us. Um, so the idea was again to for these residential camp bridge courses was to achieve economies of scale, to be able to teach 5 kids in a very far-flung village. It was almost impossible for us to monitor the teacher if he was doing the job or not, and to be able, and so that is why these mother schools, they were created so that we could have a sense as to what was actually happening in these particular schools, and we could improve our learning outcomes as such. We intend to now include even more educational blocks in our mother school project. We had covered 3 educational blocks called Chaglagam and Hayuliang and Manchal. We will probably extend it to even further border areas like Walong, Kibitu, etc. in the future, which as of now don't have a good education system. Um, and yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we request to our jury, is there any question or suggestion?
I must congratulate you for doing a very good job. Actually, looking at the fact sheet just showing in the slide, the improvement is very good. I mean, I this is after the 15-day residential course or after the entire schedule of 3-4 months which you have been going through.
No, this is the
Acha.
15-day
So you mean to say
course,
this
ma'am.
15
This is
days
the
had
15-day
made such
course.
a
We've been able
difference.
to,
And that is very good. You can.
ma'am, actually, the baseline is very low. The kids that I'm using in my denominator are quite low. So say in one, if I'm using 40.69%, the kids in that, in Khupa school could just be in that range, class to 1 to 3, could just be like 40 to 50. So obviously that also results in higher percentages. But
Yeah,
even though,
I understand
yeah,
your baseline is low, so your achievement looks good now. And
yes,
slowly
yeah,
that
yeah.
will reduce. But still, it is quite good. In 15 days, if you could achieve that much, is good. But just look at Kupa. Do you think because in the other two educational blocks, you see the arithmetic level is higher than the word understanding of words.
Yes.
Whereas in Kupa, it is the reverse. Are you sure the numbers are not interchanged, the two tables? Just check
No,
them.
no, ma'am.
Because
All right, I
see,
will check them. I
6.25,
will check them.
8.16, and 12.79 seem to be in the same range. And here in Kupa, it is the reverse. That arithmetic level is less and comprehension of word is more. So it looks little, but probably it has been interchanged. I don't know. You will be knowing better, but this is
All
my.
right, all right. I'll just check that, ma'am. Of course, ma'am.
Just check that. And second thing is there any reason why the words, of course, you explained the beginning, understanding of English is not so good, but when the mathematics is good, not understanding English looks little, because normally the children always they fear of mathematics. So people know words, but not the maths. In this case, I'm finding little different. So that's also a bit, you have to really see why. So, okay.
All
Acha,
right,
this is one question. You need to check your data. That's all. The second thing is
all right.
that you are done in 3 blocks, education blocks, and plan to do for 3 more. But then who
Yes,
bears the
yes, ma'am.
expenditure for that? Because when you are having a 15 days residential program, number one is the
Yes, ma'am.
expenditure. Where do you get that
Yes,
expenditure
ma'am.
met? Number one. Number two, the parents to send their children for 15 days, you have first of all they have to agree. Okay.
Yes.
And second thing is you have to also have that kind of infrastructural facility. Money is one part. Other thing is you need to have hospitals and where the children can stay and the safety and security. So those kind of arrangements, it's okay for 3 blocks, maybe one mother school with 15 feeders. But when you go scale it up for the whole district or maybe go to the whole state, you have to see the practical
Mm-hmm.
implications. You know. So have you thought about that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. What
Ma'am,
would be your
actually,
plan of
just
action
to
in that?
cover your first question, yes. So to cover your first question, ma'am, in terms of funding, there was quite a lot of crowdfunding that actually happened for this program this time. For example, we did tell the community leaders that are present here, the Gaon Buddhas over here, that we would be conducting, and therefore to pitch in terms of anything. For example, say Rabal, they could provide their labor in terms of cooking. So that actually happened. The secondly was, ma'am, we converged our funds with the fund that we get for out of school children. So we included quite a lot of out of school children also into this program, which were dropouts, who were not going to the schools at all. So we do get a annual fund for that, and therefore we were able to converge that also with mother school project. So, and also, ma'am, since there were so many participants, for example, the army was pitching in terms of, say, providing lodging and etc. Because we have quite a bit of army presence also here in terms of transportation. We had so many participants in the program that we never faced that, the fund was an issue in as such, because somewhere or the other it was being covered by some participant, some stakeholder. Uh, and the
But sustainability could be
as
an
I said,
issue.
the
No,
identity.
first time as an initial plan, okay, many people will come. But sustaining it on a regular basis could be a problem. So you need to work out some kind of action plan for that.
All right, ma'am. Also, ma'am, just to this thing, now since this program was rolled out, this is the first time in our district that people have also started demanding this sort of education service. So as such, when there's a demand from the public side also, we, I think in future also we will be able to cover the funds. And in order to identify the mother schools also, we had certain criteria. For example, each of the mother schools had a residential facility available. It was not being used, they were unused. So most of the hostels that we used actually were unused hostels, which we actually repaired a little bit. We pitched in all the departments for like
Okay.
water.
Okay, that's very good. I think I'm quite convinced now. Only thing is, for a long-term plan, you have to work out some kind of a written document, because it's a very good
Yes,
initiative,
ma'am,
and
we
it
have
is
a.
successful in your district. It could go to other districts of your state, as well as
Yes,
all difficult districts in the country. Good.
yes, ma'am. Actually,
Bhushanji.
we did do an MOU with Pratham also. We had a MOU signed with Pratham in the beginning of the program also, wherein they would provide the technical expertise and we would actually be responsible for the funding of the entire project.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good job, very innovative job. However, I would just like to question you on your method of evaluation. I think is still very, very traditional. Um, Number recognition, alphabet recognition. I know they are important, but one thing I found what was missing in your presentation is the creativity recognition and creativity encouragement. I really do not know how you are including that in your pedagogy. Can you throw some light on that?
So this basically this project was basically you're right, sir. Actually, it was catered towards building certain foundational skills, which were in maths, English, and Hindi. In terms of pushing forward for creativity and all, we what we did was we included certain storytelling sessions every day, and also we had certain dance and music sessions also throughout. Um, but they were mostly in a fun sort of a way. They were in a fun sort of learning environment. There was no competition as such. So that the basically for the kids to be able to relieve their say tension, or uh, so relieve their stress after days of bridge course. So that is something that we can definitely work on in the future, I would say.
I think that is an area where there is a need for the education system to come up with, because what we are lacking is in the area of creativity and expression. Uh, how well a person can express himself or herself in whatever is, and see, these are the things which start off at a very, very early age. So you are addressing the
Yes.
primary students. I think that is an age when it has to be done. And I really don't agree with you on the competition and other thing. I don't think that is really required at that age. So, in fact, it should not be there. There is too much of competition in our education system, in our marking system, and other
Yes, sir.
things, which actually discourages the creativity and overall development of our students. So I think that that's the only feedback that I will give. Uh, your approach and other things seems to be quite innovative. You have achieved fairly good outcomes. I think all that is okay. But my concern is your measurement system is still traditional. So although you are bringing in new teaching methodologies, but evaluation system has to be also modified accordingly. So that's all. Nothing
Right,
more.
sir. Right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your feedback, sir. Thank you.